Hey y'all. So, story time. I've got like a list of story times I want to do, and I thought that I would do one about plumbing. And one time that I got stiffed on a job. So, this was a few years ago, and this lady got a hold of me. She was putting a business in downtown, and she wanted an estimate. So I went and checked it out. And I gave her an estimate. It was like $1,000. It was nothing crazy. I didn't hear from her for a while, so I figured I didn't get it. And then I got a message from her, an email, and she's like, "Well, we had somebody start it, and apparently you have to have a license to do plumbing." I was like, "Well, yeah, that's why I can charge what I charge. I have licensed, bonded, insured, all these things." So she asked if I could come do it. So I went and did it. Went over there and I worked, and got a lot of things done. There was a few extras. There was a sink that I had to add, that I had to buy the sink and the faucet um, for a hand wash sink. That was extra. There was a faucet that I had to buy. That was extra. There was a water heater that I had to get up to code. That was extra. There was a couple of drains that were not per code downstairs that I had to get up to code. And then there was this like, so they wanted like some sort of like pot filler. And I kind of just talked to him and I showed him what I can get. And then I showed them like it would take a little bit, but they wanted to open right away. So I was like, listen, this is what I can do. And then, if it doesn't work, like we can swap it out. No big deal. And it was just like a RO faucet, just to have something to fill up their water with. And uh, I discussed this and showed pictures of it and everything. And they're like, yeah, that'll work. So I installed it where they wanted and finished up. And then I went through and I made them a bill and sent them a bill. It was about $1,500. So it was more than what I had told them. And that's because we had the extras. Well, I get this email back that's like, this must be wrong. It's like, because this is more than what the estimate was. Like, yeah, it's more, but you guys added things. You added the sink that I had to pay for, that I bought. You didn't buy that stuff, I bought it. And then I had to get a few things up to code so that you could open. I'm like, those were all extra. This was extra. I'm like, so yeah, it's obviously more. And I'll tell you what, I never, ever had somebody react the way that her and her husband reacted to this whole thing. And she lost it on me. And I was like, what? I'm like, you guys, this was extra stuff. She's like, we didn't ask you to do that other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, well, you asked me to do the sink and I had to buy it. I was like, and it doesn't matter if you asked me to do the other things. The inspector would not have passed anything if I didn't do these other things because they had to be up to code. And um, her husband starts blowing me up. Like I remember the day because I had just gotten off work and I ran to Walmart to grab a few groceries and her husband starts just texting me and like just just outright attacking me for like my character, for my past, for all these things, just tearing into me for not even any of that. It was just like, you're just this trashy person, all these things, and like listing off things that I had done, decades before. And so I tried calling him. He wouldn't answer. Tried calling him again so we could have a conversation like men. And he wouldn't answer. He texted me, I'm not gonna answer the phone because I want all of this documented. And I was like, listen, this is what happened, and this is why it was more. And so the bill is what it is. And he's like, well, we're not going to pay it. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to get the final inspection, so you can't open. And he like didn't respond and stuff, and like, you know, a couple of days go by, or the next day, they're still like fighting with me, and he's just like, listen, like we really need this like opened. Like this was all of our savings, all of our money that we put into this place, into this tea shop, and like whatever. And I'm like, dude, you're telling me you're not going to pay me. So I don't understand why I would get a final on any of this. And thought about it that night. I didn't hear back from him. And I was like, I thought I was going to go get the inspection done so that they could get open. Just be nice. Well, the next day I wake up and she had posted like this terrible post on Facebook about how awful I was. And I was like doing these things in their shop and like taking my shirt off and taking pictures in the shop, which never happened. And like doing all these things and just degraded me completely for the person that she said I was. And so I was like, well, there goes that one. And he texts me again and he's like, hey, he's like, can we please get this inspection because we really have to open and we'll start paying you once we get open and blah, blah, blah and stuff. I said, no, you know what? I was gonna, when I woke up this morning, I was gonna do that until I seen your wife's post on there. And then I decided that I wasn't gonna. I'm not doing anything for you, period. And he was upset. But they owed me $1,500. Whatever, you know. Well, they did their thing, constantly posting about how bad of a person I was for all this stuff. And I just left it alone. I didn't post about anything. I didn't say anything. I didn't even tell anybody. And they refused to pay, so I took them to court, and I won. And so they owe me the $1,500 plus court ordered interest. And I mean, it's been 2 years of interest. So, that bill's going way up. Unfortunately, with court orders, stuff like that, like there's no way to collect on it. Um, I guess karma is kind of one of those things, though, too, because their business didn't last very long. They ended up one of the girls that I heard was like kind of like in business with him, who actually was talking really bad about me, who I actually run into quite a bit and won't look at me. Uh, they screwed her over and then couldn't handle the business and moved away. And it was like a short time after that, like a few months, and they were out. But yeah, I mean, they owe me. I'm not really sure how much now because of the interest that's ordered by the court. And yeah, you know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, I suppose. But yeah, that's my story time for today. God bless. Be kind. Love y'all.